let's go through some basics why the dating scene is way more difficult than you'd like. I'm gonna give you the example of if you find somebody attractive, and then if you try to crowdsource and ask your friends, is this person attractive to me, whether you're a man or a woman? You're fucking up already. It has to be whether or not this person is attractive to you. I remember feeling that way when I was a child, where I remember learning on what attractive is supposed to be. I remember I was attracted to basically like every damn girl as a kid. And I remember there was a couple where I was chastised by the boys for being attracted to these particular girls because a couple of them were tomboys or just very unique looking. And it was like, oh no, they're not the attractive ones. You're not supposed to be attracted to them. So I remember as a child being conditioned to comprehend, oh, okay, so this is attractive and this is not, as opposed to living living up to what I authentically am attracted to. I mean, I shut that shit very quickly as I got older. But my point is that first thing, you need to understand that this world is trying to convince you as to what is attractive. We're crowdsourcing always. You have to detach from the hive mind. I see it constantly with these posts with thousands and thousands of shares and likes where people are saying this is attractive or this is cool or this is what a man is supposed to be and this is what a woman's supposed to be. Fuck everybody. What does your heart and mind say? Men and women, y'all do not authentically try to comprehend yourselves and let what authentically comes out. So here's the other thing. I see a lot, men and women are both guilty of this shit. Y'all keep trying to say this is what a man is, this is what a woman is, as opposed to letting things play out just organically and naturally for person A and person B. I'm not mad at, like, if I see a situation where a man is not living up to all the quote unquote typical masculine roles and the woman is, or if the man is one, I don't give a fuck what y'all are doing. It's about the compatibility. Does it work? Does both of do you complement each other? Does your strengths complement her weaknesses? Do your strengths help in like optimize and inspire her weaknesses to become strengths? And does her strength inspire your weaknesses to become strengths? It's like, do you both help each other grow? Do you both, is it iron sharpening iron, or is it the blind leading the blind? That's what so much of this hive-minded shit is, man. All I keep seeing is people's views. Here's the thing. It's not that my view is right just because it's me and their view is wrong just because it's them. But I will say this. I'm going to give you my credentials here. I've talked to many, 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 many women throughout my life. Many women, many women. And I will tell you that if I didn't talk to many women throughout my life, I would have all kind of assumptions and all kind of just ignorances. So my point, I told somebody the other day is, I told some of these two young ladies, I'm like, you could talk to one dude, he could be just like any other dude. You could talk to another dude, he could be just like any other dude. 3 and 4. But on the 5th guy and the 6th guy, they might be somebody much more unique, somebody much more compatible with you. That's why it is a numbers game. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Nobody wants to acknowledge the amount of work that's required to searching for the one that you're compatible with. We want it to just fall into our lap. And the thing is, you can increase the possibility by being a person who's a bit of a compatibilist. Like, I think I have the ability, if I cared enough, to be compatible with virtually anybody. But what I want is a compatibility that comes with a kind of ease, and or like a person having an understanding of who I am authentically through and through. Because no matter how much my masculinity and my manness informs me, that's only a fraction of who I am. My Marcus Arsenal-ishness is extremely eccentric. I am extremely odd. I am a super introvert, but I am also super emotional and mindful, and I care about growth. If you're on board with that, then you're on board with that. And if you're not, then you're not. But how can you know if somebody's on board with your shit unless, first of all, you understand yourself, you understand what you're about, you understand what you aspire to, you understand where you want to go. But a lot of people, they're looking for what this world is like. Okay, so this guy is so the world thinks that this kind of guy is attractive. I'm gonna give it this guy. The world thinks this kind of woman is what I need. So y'all keep buying into what the world is telling you you're supposed to have, as opposed to understanding what you authentically want and need. And I'll tell you this is the reason why also you are not going to find that right person. You need to understand that chemistry is in fact everything, and that chemistry does come with a kind of ease, I would say. I would tell you this, that when you hit it off with somebody, then you just fucking hit it off with that person. It is no. I used to have this thing in my head where you had to convince. I'm like, no, I gotta convince her. I gotta convince her why she should love me and care about me. I gotta convince her, because like a lot of movies filled my head with that shit. A lot of movies made me think that you're supposed to like win them over with like, nah, man. Who you naturally, authentically are will win them over. Here's the problem. I'm gonna tell you what the fucking problem is right here. Who you authentically are right now, you ain't shit. You're not impressive to even yourself. How can you be impressive to somebody when you don't understand yourself? You don't see yourself clearly. You're not emotionally literate. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you what a woman fucking respects. I mean, I'm just talking to men right quick. You know what a woman respects? A woman respects when you can see your own shit first and foremost. If you can acknowledge that you're a piece of shit and really, really, really showcase where you're trying to become strong, if you're trying to become better and more evolved, then they will admit it too. The reason why you come across so many women who can't admit their shit and are full of shit is because you don't admit your shit and you're full of shit. Be less full of shit yourself, and I promise you, they will be less full of shit themselves. Because again, women are stupid, and again, you as man are stupid. But my point is, everybody likes a motherfucker who is willing to be vulnerable and transparent and admit that they're weak here, weak there. But it's not about admitting that and then being like, okay, and I'm not going to do anything about it. Everybody wants a motherfucker who's trying to do something about it, who is constantly, perpetually trying to combat their weaknesses and their flaws and their shortcomings, but also admitting it. If you want that quote unquote submission from a woman, you have to fucking submit to the fact that you weak as shit, that you're stupid as shit, but you have to try really hard. A lot of dudes, y'all ain't trying. Y'all ain't trying, man. Y'all too busy complaining about shit, about women this, women that. And I used to do that all the time too. I used to do that too. Here's the thing, complain if it's real. Complain if the woman you're talking to is on some bullshit, sure. But you better, motherfucker, you better be trying your little heart out. If you ain't trying your heart out, then you have no credibility. If you ain't trying your heart out to see yourself and to understand yourself and to confront yourself, then shut the fuck up. But so detach yourself from this hive-minded bullshit. If you are very involved in what people are saying about relationships and romantic things on social media, you're fucked. Because the average person is stupid as fuck. Because the average person is constantly crowdsourcing. The average person has no authentic opinion about shit. The average person fights being vulnerable. They fight being transparent. They are utterly afraid of themselves. They'll never admit anything. They think it's fucking cool. Men and women, I've seen it constantly. They never want to admit how flawed they are, how weak they are. And then when they do, they kind of just gloss over it and just keep moving on. No. Be the motherfucker who admits everything, and then be the motherfucker who puts all your effort into trying to right all those wrongs and try to be better. And I promise you, you will attract the appropriate people. And even if you attract somebody that is constantly failing and constantly is showcasing flaws and shit, you will inspire them, and they will try their hardest to live up to your standards, men or women. Get rid of the fucking hive-minded bullshit. Good morning.